G'day trendsetters. I'm here today with James. So, g'day James.
Hello. G'day.
And I'm here because James supplied the worms to Steve's bathtub worm farm. So this is the connection and that's why I'm here. Steve has the magic seed raising mix, courtesy of James's worms, because James gave the worms to Steve. And so I said to James, would you like a video? And he said yes, and here we are. So that's the why of it all. And this is the beginning of it all. This is James's worm farm, and it's super basic, but it works.
Yes, I did start off with a bathtub worm farm originally, but downsized when I shifted back here. When I gave Steve these worms, I think I remained with about maybe a tenth of this box, and over the 2 years it's slowly filled back up. So all this is just a leftover plastic crate.
Storage box, yeah.
Yeah, there's no holes or drainage in the bottom, and it's just newspaper and a little bit of garden soil to start it off with, and as I go I just add newspaper and a little bit of vegetable cuttings and whatever I pull out of the kitchen. Once a month I'll put in half of it, and then
feed the other.
Yeah, then the other half, and as they eat through it, I'll just come and check on them every.
So you could, if all the worms are up one end, you can harvest this end.
Yeah, encourages them to crawl over. Yeah,
so they go back and forth.
Yeah,
that's
so
how you harvest.
Yeah. So encourages them to move to one side. You'll always pull worms out with it, but I mean they're great for the soil anyway, so it doesn't hurt too much. But yeah, so it's just and just the only main thing I guess is keep an eye on the moisture. If it does dry out, you just add a litre of water and.
Yeah, so James it's just covered here with cardboard and newspaper.
Yeah,
you've got some coir peat chips.
Yeah, that I just threw on the top the other day, and a bit of dryer lint and whatever else they want to eat in there. So. And
there's no lid on it. You keep it inside a
shed,
garden shed.
Yeah. So it's in total darkness most of the day.
Most of the time, worms don't seem to mind that. So it's not out in the weather. The rain's not getting in it. They're not going to flood, and it's quite easy to keep an eye on the moisture. That way,
just peek on it.
And you said before, even just the vegetables and scraps themselves is enough moisture anyhow. You hardly ever have to add water.
Things like watermelon and rock melon are great because they have a large water content which will seep into there. And the easiest way to tell is just if it's nice and cool and moist where they're coming up to below that newspaper, you're good. Yeah. If it dries out, then you probably get a bit worried. But
super simple. I've got a few of these at home, so I'm going to go home and try. I get lots of worms in my compost, which I imagine the same would work in a worm farm.
Native worms are a bit slower than composting worms. Like you get your red wigglers, African night crawlers, and I think there's another one or two varieties you can get. This is just a mix of whatever I had available. Daddy O's compost worms, I think he's a local bloke. I got them off him originally about, I think, 5+ years ago now. So
I should go out to Steve, he's got
a whole bunch of them. But even the Bunnings worms, they all work quite well. Just the more you get to start, the quicker the process is. The bathtubs work fantastically once you set them up.
Well, that's on a huge scale, yeah.
It is, yeah. If you've got the space for it.
If you've got the space, if you've got a small acreage or something like that, then by all means.
But if you've got a little styrofoam crate, it works really well.
You're on the same flight path as me by the sounds of it.
Yes, yeah.
Every Sunday mornings is a horrible time to make videos. So I just wanted to show you this. If you want to make a very basic worm farm, have a go at that. It was right at that point my GoPro decided to stop recording, but I'm sure that we'd covered pretty much all the territory that we needed to cover on James's worm farm. In fact, I was so inspired, I went out and I found a second-hand can of worms worm farm, which I'm working on, and that'll probably be a video for another day when I know more about what I'm doing. So now I'd like you to enjoy James's garden tour of his garden, his young garden. Since I recorded that video, we've had about 13 inches of rain, so it should be really powering on about right now and looking rather spectacular. Anyhow, back over to James. Okay, so we're just going to do a little walk around James's backyard. It's but he's only been here a couple of years, so everything's just a little bit small. But he's got a lot of interesting varieties that I think you might find interesting. And the first one, thank you, James, is a banana.
Blue Java banana.
Blue Java.
So I picked this one up from ℏ𝕃𝕸𝔸𝕊 Nursery, a lovely local nursery.
What are they called again?
ℏ𝕃𝕸𝕇𝕃.
ℏ𝕃𝕇𝕃.
Yeah.
I'll link that in the description as well.
Yeah, this is meant to taste like banana ice cream, I think, or something similar to that. So hopefully I'll get a fruit off it. It seems to be shooting up very well from this position. So
how long's that been in?
only about 3 months or so now. So
and how big was it then?
Just about
really?
the size of the first leaf.
So it's done quite well.
Yeah, it's put on nearly 1 metre height,
yeah.
I think. So it's going very well in that position. Just a bit of ℏ𝕃𝕸𝔸𝕊 and in there.
Yeah.
A bit of lemongrass we got going absolutely mental.
Lemon's doing.
If anyone wants lemongrass.
I got it growing in a pot, but it doesn't look anything like that.
And this is a pineapple orange I got from the local markets at PCYC. It's meant to be extremely juicy and sweet, very flavoursome orange. So I'm looking forward to that coming up in the next couple of years.
Yeah, and it's also putting on a lot of fresh young growth as well.
Yeah, summer has absolutely perked them all up. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then we've got a nice little cherry guava here. They're a bit of a bush guava. Lots of little growth on it. I don't know when this is meant to fruit, but it's going pretty well.
Yeah, yeah. Again, like everything up here has got all that nice new flush on it.
Yeah, plenty of water lately.
Plenty of water, yeah.
Yeah, they seem to have just come good. And this one's a white Indian guava, and it's a larger guava. So I got a small guava and a large one just to try them out. Something I've never tried, but I thought for a couple of years of growth, we'll see what it's like.
I don't know if I've ever tried a guava. I'm not even sure what the fruit looks like.
Yeah.
I might have to broaden my horizons by the sounds of it.
Yeah, it's definitely something to look up online, but looking forward to them.
Cool. What have we got here?
And this is another ℚ𝕃𝕸𝔸𝕊 purchase. This is a black Sapote, so it's called
I've heard of those.
chocolate custard fruit.
Yeah, yeah.
So it doesn't taste like chocolate custard, but has a nice velvety texture.
Yeah.
And I bought actually the pineapple orange to go with it because in Mexico they mix the orange with the Sapote fruit, and it's meant to be quite tasty. So, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem to be doing too well, but we'll give it another year or two and see what happens.
Yeah. And the old mulberry.
Yeah, a couple of dwarf mulberries. I got one and I thought, well, that's not enough, so I got another one.
Another one, yeah.
So yeah, they're going well. It's got plenty of height on this one.
Yeah.
And these will all be trellised out a little bit to make the most of the space.
And they're looking.
Yeah, this
look
same
at the
thing.
glossy green. That's just.
And this is only a year's worth of growth. This is probably.
They are quick, aren't they?
Very, very quick growing.
You got fruit.
Yeah, a little bit of fruit coming up.
Fruit
there.
up in here, yeah. Nice. Around the front yard, is it?
Yeah, that's it for the back pretty much. My random basil that sprouted up in my rocks.
That's the perennial basil by the looks of it to me.
Yeah. I guess.
Oh, we've got a watermelon here.
Oh yeah, a few watermelon. I'm very excited to harvest my watermelon, but I'm just waiting for the stems to die off. I think they've got about another 20 kilos to put on yet, unfortunately.
Wow. And another one up here. What's this bloke?
Oh, this is a ℏ𝕃𝕸𝔸𝕊.
Okay.
So no fruit on this yet, but it's same again, all in their first year in the ground on property. So probably another year or two before I get any significant fruiting out of anything.
It's going to be looking lovely here in a couple of years.
Oh yeah, watch this space, I reckon.
Yeah, exactly. But you'll have a food forest almost.
I will. That was the intention. Yeah.
That was the idea.
I had. I forget what I had here, but I've had corn, cucumbers, tomatoes. This was all full. The whole space was full of beans trellis here.
Okay.
And I just ripped it out in the last couple of weeks actually. We've got a couple of lovely frangipanis. I've got a black widow
tree.
And a pink one, and then some figs.
Figs?
Which are suffering a bit of rust at the moment, but the fruit's nice and plump and juicy, so I should get a couple of nice figs off them.
James asked me before we started recording if I liked figs or not, and I said from childhood, the last memory I had of a fig was from childhood, and I've never can vaguely remember not liking them then, but he gave me one, and now I can convert, so I'm going to have to get my own fig. And we're also discussing that you thought they might go better in pots than in the soil.
Yeah, I've heard that root bound, that if they get a bit root bound, sometimes they produce a bit better, I've heard. So these were in a pot, but they dried out a bit too much in the sun.
Too quick, yeah.
They seem to be going very well in the ground now.
Right.
And invasive weeds, roots, I believe, so not near a water source or anything. They're quite invasive.
The
figs, yeah, I've read,
okay.
yeah.
Mango.
Yeah, this is a Kensington Pride.
Yeah.
So the Bowen mango, and it's put on about an inch or, well, 5 of growth in the last week.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it being about 3 metres tall and see how that goes.
So they're, what, 3 years or something before you get a fruit?
I believe so, yeah. 3 to 5, yeah. Hopefully I'm here that long.
Right, well, I would hope so. You're only young. And another citrus down here?
Yeah, this is a Dwarf Orange. I've had this for about 5 years in pots, changing residences. I've done a lot of rentals, so it's moved around a lot, but
it's finally found a home.
It's found a home and it's got fruit, so.
Oh, good.
I don't know what's happening with this one. We'll find out.
All right.
And this
plum
is,
tree?
Yeah, this is a plum cot and a blood plum grafted onto the one.
Oh, okay, 2 on 1.
And it's this is its 2nd year in the ground, and I've had a great harvest off this.
You do? I have got one.
Yeah, it got decimated by fruit fly.
Yes.
But I've got a trap now, so hopefully we get a bit of better fruiting off it next year. I'll definitely screen it and cover it a bit better.
Yeah, it's the only way you can keep them out, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a healthy plant, this one.
Nice. And strawberry patch around the corner here.
Yeah, strawberry patch.
And roses. Look at this pretty rose.
Oh, beautiful scent, this one, yeah. The only scented one I've got, actually. Okay. The rest are very mild.
Yep.
But beautiful flowering. This red one's quite pretty, actually.
All right.
I'm not putting on a good show today, unfortunately.
So you've only just started this, more or less?
Yeah, these have only been in 2 months in this position, about a month, 2 months, and I mean, fresh from Bunnings, but they've already got lots of fruit.
Yeah.
Normally I pick the fruit off, but I thought I'd see how I go this year and just see what happens. But they baked in the hot afternoon sun when they're in the other garden bed, but they seem to be going pretty well. So.
Yeah, I try to give mine protection from the afternoon sun. I think it's too much for them.
Yeah, but we've got the nice brick wall to keep the heat for the fruiting for later on, so they're always warm.
They'll be good through winter as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I got my blueberries down the back here.
Another aeroplane.
So these are blueberry burst from one of the local suppliers up. I think I got them from the Hampton markets when they do their annual
show out there.
The annual show out there, and I'll put these into a wicking bed when I can work out exactly how that's going to happen. But they definitely love this sunny brick wall and the afternoon shade. Just keeps the berries from just shriveling up.
Yeah.
So.
And again, we were saying before to James, I had a blueberry planted in the soil that wasn't happy. But now these two here are in pots, and I've also got another one at work in pots. Yeah. And they seem to do a lot better in pots than they do in the soil.
Yeah, our native soil is unfortunately a little bit alkaline.
Yeah, just not acid enough.
Not acid enough, but yeah, they've put on, you know, another 6 inches of growth just in the last week or two.
Yeah,
just to be
mine's flying at work.
Just in the right spot a lot of the time too.
And back around the corner is a few more citrus.
Too much citrus.
I don't know. Can you have too much?
Yeah, well, yes.
Too much.
I said I wasn't going to buy any more, and then I bought that pineapple one because, you know, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
This one's an Emperor Mandarin, suffering from a bit of aphid damage at the moment, but doing very well. It's got a bit of fruit on it too. I can't beat a Mandy. I'm a big Mandy fan. And these are all on dwarf stock, so they should only get so big, so they're not when they're close to the house.
Not going to give the
and
house.
That's orange, and a navel orange.
Navel orange.
It had scale damage, which slowed its growth, but it's definitely growing again now. So got
what
a nice.
Did you do for the scar? I suppose on that size, you just rub it off with your hand.
Yeah, got a nice caterpillar on here too. They absolutely love these ones. and a Maya lemon, I believe it was,
Oh.
Lisman. Well, let's call it a Maya, hey?
All right. Yeah.
And it's got some more fruit coming up on it too.
Yeah, flowering, lovely.
So yeah, all just going really well. These are I think the second year they've been in the ground this year, so
Okay.
I'm going to let them fruit and see what happens.
Yeah, I usually let them half fruit.
Yeah, I only leave. I've left one on.
Yeah.
So just to see
the
what
third
happens.
year I let them go.
I mean, and it's pretty healthy.
It looks all right, yeah.
And
Nice.
this is normally full of borage, this garden bed too.
Once you got borage, you always got borage.
Always got borage, yeah. It's become a bit of a pest now, but
Yeah. But it's nice. It's good for the bees.
oh, the bees
just
love it.
nuts
Yeah,
on it.
yeah. Between the yarrow, the purple yarrow, the salvia, and the borage,
Yeah.
I'm not short of
short of
bees.
bees, yeah.
No.
No, exactly. Well, that's excellent, James. I'm pretty sure we can knock up something out of that.
Oh, good. Well, thank you.
Thanks for your
Stewart.
time.
Yeah.
I'll have to come back in 12 months maybe
Yeah.
and see the progress.
Yeah. Well, hopefully there is a bit of some. So.
Yeah, well, we'll see how the weather goes, won't it? A big thanks to James for showing us around his garden and his mighty worm farm. Also a big thank you to you for watching, and once you've liked and subscribed to this video, if you haven't already, I'll see you in the next video. Cheers and bye for now.